With the trauma going around with the theaters and them shutting down, and for whatever reason, they think that charging more money depending on where you sit will provide more income to the company when everyone is struggling already just to pay for eggs, let alone a movie ticket. Nonetheless, I wanted to stop and provide a little bit of insight into the most anticipated films coming in 2024. Now I know that's a long way, still some of these are worth waiting for, like Kung Fu Panda 4 for example. Now I know some people are getting tired of the constant sequels like Toy Story 5, which was just announced, but ones like Zootopia 2 is a sequel that fans say is long overdue. Talks of a Kung Fu Panda 4 were in talks all the way back in 2016, when the third installment released. Very little information we have on this sequel, but of course we can count on Jack Black on making an appearance, bringing his voice back to the character Po. Next on our list is somewhat a confusing one, A Quiet Place Day 1. This is meant to be a spin-off to the original A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place Part 2. The cast includes Joseph Quinn and Alex Wolff, who weren't in the original films. Now as of February 6th, they started filming, and expected release is March of 2024. Now when we first heard about this film and the title, we did see the first day for a fair amount of time in A Quiet Place 2. So the only thing I can think of is this is the first day from another family's perspective. Filming has wrapped for this next film, Snow White. And yes, this is a live action version of the animated Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. During the 2022 D23 Expo presentation, it was announced that Snow White will be released in 2024. Plans for a remake of 1937's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs were confirmed in October 2016, with Erin Cressida Wilson announced as a screenwriter.
But just your reaction, it means the world to us. So first of all, thank you so much. We love you back.
I feel like I'm on the wrong side of the stage and that I should be in the audience, and I'm pinching myself. So I can't wait to share it with you, because as a huge Disney fan like all of you, this is the biggest dream come true I could possibly imagine for myself.
We have seen a lot of live action Disney films so far with The Lion King and The Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin, so we're kind of used to this concept of seeing the animated versions be transformed into a live standpoint. But by the time this one comes out, I'm sure people will have a more open mind, especially being we will have seen The Little Mermaid remade as well. And we can't talk about the best upcoming films without talking about Marvel somewhere in this list. And this one is Captain America: New World Order, starring Harrison Ford, Anthony Mackie, and of course Sebastian Stan. Plot details are kept under wraps as this is the fourth movie in the Captain America franchise, but Sam Wilson will be the main protagonist. Anthony Mackie's character took up the mantle of Captain America in The Falcon and Winter Soldier, so this film will obviously be centered around Sam Wilson. We can also see some new comic book characters make a first appearance in this film. And a lot of people may not know about this one, but speaking of live action movies, and this one you may not mind is live action, is Garfield. This wouldn't be the first live action Garfield cat movie, as we did see one with Bill Murray and Breckin Meyer in 2006 called Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties.
My life has been saved by the miracle of lasagna.
And this next film is supposed to star the one and only Chris Pratt as the voice of Garfield, and we actually get to meet his father, who will be played by Samuel L. Jackson. And we move on to Disney Pixar with Inside Out 2. With the announcement of Frozen 2 and Toy Story 5, the anticipation of Inside Out 2 was a little bit pushed out of the way and forgotten about, but this is still one of the films a lot of Disney fans are looking forward to rather than the rest. Disney and Pixar announced the production of a sequel to 2015's Oscar-winning Inside Out during the D23 Expo in September 2022. Amy Poehler, who will be reprising her role as fun-loving, blue-haired Joy in the new movie, joined Inside Out director Pete Docter on stage during the convention. Pixar is making Inside Out 2, Poehler told the crowd. Yes, joy and the emotions are back for an all-new adventure inside Riley's head. Now there's no word the timeline of this film, but hopefully it takes place where the first film left off, where Riley is reaching her years of becoming a teenager. Illumination didn't really surprise us when Despicable Me 4 was announced, and with the success of the franchise and all of the separate Minions movies, I think most of us saw this coming. Now a year after the premiere date for the prequel Minions: The Rise of Gru has been finalized, a release date has finally been given for Despicable Me 4, July 3rd, 2024. a slot previously occupied by an untitled Illumination animated film. While the plot details of Despicable Me 4 are still under wraps, the film is expected to maintain the quality of its predecessors. This one actually might be a shock to some people, and that is Mufasa the Lion King, which is a prequel to the Lion King 2019 version. The short preview footage shown to D23 audiences gave us a glimpse at how the story would unfold. In this prequel movie, we will see Mufasa struggle against fate to become the king we were introduced to so long ago. And we can't forget to mention Deadpool 3, where Hugh Jackman's Wolverine will be introduced. We all know the lineup of Avatar movies, with Avatar 2 releasing in 2022, Avatar 3 releasing the same time as 2 but just in a different year in 2023, and Avatar 4 in 2024. Sonic the Hedgehog is another film currently in development, with a third sequel on the way with the return of Tails and Knuckles. This was confirmed in early August 2022, marking a slightly longer wait than fans are used to for the big screen adventures of Sonic. And yes, it has been confirmed that Jim Carrey will be making his special appearance once again. And lastly, we want to end our list with the Thunderbolts movie. Once again at D23, this film was announced to be in development, but got somewhat mixed reviews with the cast and what this film will entail. The official synopsis for Marvel's Thunderbolts is described as a group of anti-heroes goes on missions for the government. In Marvel Comics, Thunderbolts were originally a team of supervillains disguised as heroes while the Avengers weren't around, but in reality were the masters of evil. So what do you guys think of all these movies coming? Which one are you most excited and least excited about? I really think that all the remakes in terms of the live action movies with Disney is maybe getting a little old and just takes away from the originality from what a lot of people grew up with and passed down to their kids.